Morals and Money, baby. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah, baby. Respect, love.
Loyalty, passion, sanctified, hunger, all that good shit, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Let's get it.
Yeah. Balenciaga, don't do the Prada. CDC when I'm out in Nevada. Like Boo, like Dolce Gabbana. Fuck niggas, stay away from that shit. Gucci belt got a Glock on my hip. Invested in stock, I'm lit. About to go with Jimmy, chew my bitch. Cop Kenzo for all my kids. Like niggas say hating the shit. Tell them niggas get off my dick. I'm steady be playing the shit.
Gang, add the Instagram. You feel me?
I'm really trying to get that shit right. Nigga, crazy.
Don't play around. Add that Morals and Money because we not playing.
For most females, they say statistically those who are raised with more testosterone and less maternal care, those who are raised with less maternal care essentially produce more testosterone. And one of the theories that I concluded from that statement was that basically if she's not raised by a strong mother, she has more chances to become gay.
Or she's just more aggressive towards people, towards men. And men that don't have strong men in their lives, men that don't have a strong father in their lives end up with more estrogen because their moms babied them and coddled them too much. So that's a take that we kind of learned from this book, and we want to see y'all perspectives on it because we kind of have a perspective on it. We see a lot of things in our neighborhoods where a lot of young men don't want to be men. And men, this category, the definition is misconstrued nowadays, right? It's just to provide and to lead, but it's also to...
Everything is financial.
Have financial stability and also a mindset where you can have structure from a spirituality point and structure from a moral point, where your principles lie and somebody can follow those principles, and that will lead them in a better path. So if you don't have those things, then you fall into the cracks of being one of these guys that aren't living to your potential and women that aren't living to your potential. The question is why? What's going on?
And that's the first question I would like for the woman to answer.
What's your take on that?
As
Matter of fact, let's make it clearer for the women that are here, for the men that are here. How many of us have grew up in two-parent households? You can raise our hands.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what? I ain't gonna say nothing, but it's very ironic that all the dudes raised their hand
yeah.
and none of the women did.
So wait, let me just understand. Your initial question was, how do we feel about the statement of women who are raised with less?
So the first question is why? Is basically why? Why do women believe that a man's place in their life has to be of financial support? Why can't it just be of emotional support? Why can't it be of physical support? Why can't it just be that a man is just doing his best to keep his family well-rounded and
On a straight now.
on the straight and narrow, yeah, and focus?
Well, my question would be, well, how do you complete that goal? Is there no financial aspect to that? Of you making sure that your family is straight?
Yeah, it is a financial aspect, but my thing about it.
So the thought process is not that. I mean, some women do feel that way, but the thought process is not that the man is the only breadwinner. So I'm just trying to understand, like, maybe it's a general idea, maybe it's a general concept, but I don't feel like that's the only thing that a man can contribute to a relationship. Of course, that is a very important aspect of what a man is bringing to the table, because it's not going to be just one.
It's never just one. It was never just one.
Okay, so
One person can't make a baby.
right. But are you talking about children or are you talking about money?
I'm talking about a family in general. We're talking about structure in general.
Okay.
And structure for a family. So when that family is broken up and now you only have your mother, you only have one side of a perspective. Now if you see your father every once in a while, every month, every 2 weeks, how much are you getting from that man?
I understand, but look, now maybe this is where the confusion comes in, right? Because now for single parent households, right, a mother that's just raising her children and a father who is not considered active does not mean that he's not only financially contributing to his children, but to go to work and then come home and still be a parent where you get a break as a man because you're not the primary caregiver. It's a complete different type of relationship that you have with your money and with your time and with your children. So the finances is a big aspect because if you contributed to my pockets, then I'm able to allocate my time differently.
Whoa. So basically, what you telling us right now is, if we can contribute to your pockets, then that's the only factor that...
I didn't say it was the only factor.
You didn't mention nothing else?
No, you missed the point though, right? Because my question to you was, is money the only aspect, right? No, it's not.
It's not the only aspect.
Right, because he said it takes two. But when saying it takes two, if you're, even if it's a man single-handedly raising his children and the mother is only seeing them, she gets a break. You get a break. So you have to be able to contribute something additionally. And if you're not going to be physically there to contribute anything else additionally, you're not calling your kids consistently, you're not helping them with their homework and their educational development and different things like that, you're not in the house cooking for them because you're not here, then the most you can do
is provide with financially.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because I have to now allocate my time differently.
But that's like the end result of a couple being broken up after the child comes.
I understand, but that's where you say the masculinity comes from, right? So I was raised in a household with just my mother, right? My father was in prison, and then when he came home, he remarried and had started his family with her and things like that. So I was raised mostly by my mother. Do I consider myself to be a little aggressive? Yeah. Is it part of it for me from just being from New York? Yes, but the other part of it is the reality is I grew up watching a woman in survival mode. So all I know is to be strong because all I've seen is survival mode.
So you don't have no examples of thrive mode?
I do, but what I'm saying is what was in my household.
I'm not saying you don't have
so
it at all.
To say that a woman is more masculine or more susceptible to be the masculine partner or more susceptible to being gay, as you said before, like that comes from somewhere. My learned behaviors is forming me into who I am. What I'm seeing immediately in my face, if I hear you speaking and you have a stutter and you teach me how to speak, I might pick up your stutter if I don't hear nobody else speak. So all I see is all I know. And if all I know is survival, then I'm operating on go. Whatever, it got to be done by any means. Women can't be soft in that type of environment.
That is true. That is true.
That's what it is.
That is true. As a matter of fact, in those environments, I feel like I put the big boy pants on before most men do.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And then being black on top of that, it's like you can't be seen. Nobody want to be seen as a weak black woman. Granted, I say it quick. I don't want to live by the definition of strong black woman. Like I don't want to pick up that title because that title comes with way too much baggage for a pat in the back. I'm good off that. Keep the pat in the back. I don't want it. But also, I don't want to be seen as a weak black woman, right? I still got to keep my shit together. So it's always a double-edged sword when it comes to us. It don't matter what we do right or what we do wrong. There's always something missing. It's always a woman that's better. It's always something that we could have did differently. And I think that a lot of times single moms get a lot of slack because there's so much wrong that could go in the situation. But when you're not looking at it as like being a parent is not easy. I don't know who's glorifying this shit. Not taking it away from anybody who has children. I don't have children. I'm not ready to have children. I'm not in a rush to have children. But it's not all that it cracked out to be. Like my kid gonna be cute, but I can see him later when I got my shit together. Life is too precious for us to bring kids, so it's like there's a lot of things that people don't consider when they have children, and then they start to realize it once they're already there. So now you on go again. There's so many different factors. There's so many different reasons.
Yeah, that's a prime example of knowing yourself before you even get into relationships who have a kid.
Right.
Well, that's the main. But the main too.
Big facts.
We gotta go back to, it's not just the women, the men. We gotta go back to us.
Right.
Why we
be a stand-up man, so you can.
Not even just that. You just gotta go back into what God gave us here on this planet. Not
Stand
what
up
the world says, but what in the book, the Bible, Torah, the 5 books. He made Adam and Eve work together. So I think in our community, we don't see that now because I don't say the devil or anything, but the society is trying to take us away from that. And we can go from our music, we can go from the gender wars, all this stuff here. But the main thing is like they don't want us to get back to our family. Think about it. Over the years, women, if they were single women, you have a chance you can get a lot of money, stuff like that. The men is always out the house. You have men
Single
that's
women
in drugs.
will get benefits.
You have men in jails. They're trying to find ways to keep us out. They're putting chemicals in food, chemicals in these airs, things like that. So when you have a strong man that's a God-fearing man, number one, and
he knows himself, knows his worth.
It's like
shout out to natives.
It's really hard to find for some women because they don't see that because society says, oh, this and this, and we just fell away from that. And we now as men have to realize, all right, we got to get back to God and change our mindset on that. So women can see that because we have to lead. We're here to lead. So
I agree 100% with you, bro. But this is the thing, though.
Boys around.
It's the blind can't lead the blind, bro. So when you're talking about in terms of the man returning to God, it's deeper than that, bro. Because you can return to God and find yourself connecting with God in so many different ways. But what are you doing that's actionable? What are you doing that's physically affecting people's lives?
That's the main action.
No, I hear what you're saying.
I'm getting what you're saying.
You're putting a lot of. Hold on, I don't want to cut you off. You're putting a lot of responsibility in God's hands. At the end of the day, you're a man.
You're really not though.
Listen,
you're really not though. You read the scriptures. It's literally laid out there. It's like, you got the 10 Commandments. You have laws that you have to follow. Things like that. I'm an Israelite, so I understand who I am. So I know what I have to put in the world.
That's you though, bro. That's not every other man. Because not every other man is
what I'm saying. You have to have people that. And there's a lot of us that are waking up and like, let's change this out.
My question to y'all is like, y'all start off with the topic with like men and stability and all that finance. My question to y'all is, in y'all perspective, what do y'all think is a man's purpose? Because that's where it really falls down to.
And
I personally don't think that. Like I think that the society now is talking about every day should be 50-50 for like women and men.
50-50 as in what though?
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, let him explain.
There's no such thing as 50-50 when you in a relationship.
It could be 80-20, it could be 70-30, 0-0.
So it really comes down to, because I was having this conversation earlier today, I was just like, one of the person I was talking to, he's like, yeah, I got a 14-year-old daughter, and then I got a son. And I was like, yo, your 14-year-old daughter's going to be straight. You need to be more concerned about your son. He was like, why
y'all, I don't want to interrupt the great content, but if you just wanted to grab you some quick drip, nice little sweatsuit, nice bag, whatever the case may be.
Cop that last breed, man. Stop playing, man. Stop playing with us, man.
You know what it is. We got the hats, socks, slides, sweatsuits. We even got some new hoodies dropping, man. Just check out my Instagram, KingWillow_Eminem, and follow that on Instagram, Last of a Flying Breed.
Last of a Flying Breed.
Let's get it.
Have the stability. I feel like a man should be able to lead. I feel like a man should be able to learn a person. Piggyback on what I'm saying, learn your person. Because a lot of people out here don't know who they dealing with.
You want to know why?
You know what I'm saying?
Because they date for the selfishness, yes, but for irresponsible priorities, temporary pleasures. Right. They date for pleasure. They don't date for the patience. They don't date for the grind.
In my eyes, a man is a protector. A woman is nurturing.
Always.
You know what I'm saying?
Unless she was raised.
But
how many women are being raised to nurture? How many women are being raised to nurture?
Hold on, let us speak a
Because
point.
these imbalances, right? Because that's back to his original point. A woman with too
Exactly.
much testosterone. But then that goes back to what Malik is saying when he's saying that there is influence in breaking up our household.
Yep,
right? When you look at Middle Eastern culture, the men do what the men gotta do. The woman do what the woman gotta do. They play their part and they make it happen. You understand what I'm saying? We don't have that that. So the issues that you're talking about, I'm
See,
not gonna say are
We
only
don't
American
have it.
issues.
We don't
It's
have
not-
it.
Hold on.
We
hold
don't
on,
have it.
hold
I
on.
agree with her.
We know it
Hold
exists.
on.
We know it exists. I'm not denying that it exists in its entirety in America.
No,
but it's very far and few in between.
It's not that.
Very far.
It's just that what I'm gonna say is there's a lot of women that choose and have chosen since 1980 to do the opposite. So yeah,
Opposite what?
this program has been played to break our families up, but there have been a lot of women to have chosen, I don't need a man, it don't matter if I get pregnant, I'm still going to do what I want to do, and fuck him.
Yeah, because
And then if he do want to see his kid, I still don't care. I'm going to use the government to get what I need.
Well, if we really want to
So-
talk about that,
So
that-
then
That's a
those,
finesse.
Yeah,
so
that's
then
a
those
finesse.
women,
that shit just sound like a
so,
finesse.
so
Hold
then
on,
those
that's just
women
wicked.
then had kids, and those
That's just
kids
wicked.
then had kids.
that's
Exactly.
generational trauma. bro.
Exactly my point. But like I said, how many women are being raised to nurture? Like I just said.
But
So-
all right. So we can bring it all the way back.
I just
from
want to,
when
before you even go into
victims
that,
get
I just want to address one
butt
thing.
broken.
He said that that a lot of it plays into generational trauma. So another thing that they said in the book, that generational trauma is something that passes through you hereditarily.
In the womb.
It's in the womb.
In the womb.
And it's something I forgot what it's called. But it's like basically a spot in y'all and like within y'all womb that if y'all go through a certain amount of stress,
Emotions or the
something
baby
tears and it puts stress on the
feel it. The
baby.
baby feel it.
Y'all don't feel it, but the child
The
feels it.
baby feel it, and it affects the way they grow. When
Word.
their chromosomes connect and shit.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I just had a premature niece that just was born. She was due in February. She was born like January 27th. I went to a baby shower with my niece. She was already born, and you know she was born prematurely. And part of that was the mother wasn't able to hold on, and it was starting to do damage to her. It could have been stress, and the stress could be not knowing what's the next step, even with support. You know what I'm saying? People try to figure it out. Like my brother, he just came home from the federal penitentiary and decided to have another kid. He don't have himself together. So sometimes people just, I won't be more specific. Females go through two traumas at once. Holding a baby, then the everyday life stresses of being a human and, you know, in your society. And,
that shit
you
might
know,
change
people
everything.
feel what they don't know.
Fact.
And that shit can affect you, especially when you're going through, you arguing, you fighting. And that shit comes with just being emotional, because that's just how you guys are like
We
females.
all are. As
Yeah,
human
humans have
beings,
emotions,
we all
bro.
got emotions.
I feel like that's a one-sided thing to say females are the only
Men
person with
are
emotion.
emotional
I
too.
feel like it's a beneficial
Men
conversation
are-
when it's attacking women. But
Men is, I feel like that's a bad thing to do, because they're just saying, oh, you guys are all emotional. That jumps into the topic of what bro brought up. Like, it's a hand-in-hand thing. Like, if you cut your right arm, you only have your left. You gotta wait till that shit go back, or you gotta make it happen. Men have a role. If men are, we supposed to be creators, leaders. Some people don't have those type of role models to even be that, so they imitate that. If a man don't have a father in his life, he's gonna go to his mother for everything. And she might not even have a father or mother. So that's the thing that keeps rolling around.
She might be too
but this
feminine to even give him the
But even-
correct, like, you
For
know,
instance,
correct
But
masculine.
it's not even
what
too
if she's one of
feminine.
those two masculine females now?
It's not even too feminine. You need both.
You
But
do.
it also-
You need
also-
You do, but you know, more
You need
men,
the
men
masculine
need
and
more
you need the-
masculinity and
and
women
you need
need
the
more
feminine.
femininity.
Now they just need
Both.
50-50.
Because
Love
you
is
need to
love, man.
understand.
It's true,
I
that
feel
shit.
like, I
You
feel
need
like
to
It's not
understand
supposed to
your
be-
counterpart. You need to understand
Everybody
that,
knows.
like I
man.
just said, we all have emotions. So just like bro said, dudes nowadays want to have an emotion of going against a women of competition. That's just an emotion of fake jealousy, fake envy. And that like I said, if you watching my last episode, jealousy can go into two ways. Either it's gonna motivate you or it's gonna turn into envy and you gonna
Make
shut-
sure
you
y'all
gonna
like,
shut down.
comment, subscribe.
So if you're gonna be one of those soul boys and shut down, then you gotta fix yourself, fix your mindset. Because jealousy, you shouldn't even get jealous of a woman. You shouldn't get jealous of the
You
next
should get
man.
empowered.
You should be empowered
You should be
because
empowered.
she's your woman, and that can add more bag and more
Certainly.
love to everything.
That's your
One
So-
thing I learned too is that we don't see it, but a lot of our motivation, it does come from self, but it comes from from women. It comes from women. It comes from wanting a family. It comes from wanting kids. You motivated by understanding like, yo, at some point I could leave a legacy. But the only way you can do it, the only way you can do it is if you shoot the club up and you have a baby. You got a woman, that's your forever partner. You get what I'm saying? That's what we meant for, bro. It's human nature. It's human nature for men and women, for men to procreate.
So can I say something? Because that statement, yes, it is human nature for
That's the only thing we
human
had to do,
species to
man.
procreate, almost every species, right? But what I'm seeing now in the transition, because we're talking about transitioning, right? Like how our culture has kind of shifted into this more independent, I don't really need you, I need a bag on my own. Whatever you can do, I can do better type of environment, right?
Facts. Especially in our community.
Yeah, so my question, I lost my train of thought.
When they come back, always throw it out there.
No, but it was an important question.
You got it.
Can you say the last thing you said again?
All right, basically, we need women as much as we.
Okay, yes. Okay, so what I'm noticing is that you said men are motivated by building their families and stuff. I'm noticing that I feel like men are motivated by other men. Because just in a simple way that y'all talk about women and address women, it's almost like
Example.
Yes, please, because the way you say it makes it seem like.
I feel like okay.
Only way we motivate ourselves is if we see the next man doing team them. If I see the next man doing team them,
kind of, but it's
I'm
more
gonna
like
smooth by myself.
it's more
Bad man.
like
Bad man.
it's not even about
Bad
bragging,
man.
because I'm not gonna say like I don't want to say every. Sometimes you deal with something that's on your level, you deal with something that's a little bit better than you, deal with something that's a little bit less. But I feel like a lot of times like guys do it for brownie points, like, and every guy's not a talker. Don't get me wrong, but I be feeling like guys do it for brownie points, and you just be on some like. Y'all run through women. Y'all don't really value women. When you at what point you really like
But you know what's so funny about that? I read a little, I guess a statistic or
it's
a
phases, but it's phases for y'all when it's emotional damage for us.
It is emotional damage.
And
for us.
That's why we turn hard.
That's when we go back to the Bible.
I don't need you for your
It's
money.
not the Bible. It is not the Bible.
Hold on,
Science.
Hold on, folks.
Hold
Hold on, folks. Just like you said, it could be a phase, and it's definitely a phase for most people,
For most
men. That
Women go through that shit too.
women go through it. That's why I said
y'all
people.
violate,
But
y'all.
hold
We
on,
get
look,
violated,
look,
y'all.
but
So then
look.
after when y'all ready to settle down, I'm on bad timing now. Fuck
Right,
you.
right. But look, the funny part is, like I said, I read something like a little statistic. It said that most women don't even look at a man if he isn't experienced.
What do you mean experience how?
If she don't,
He don't got his shit
matter of
together.
fact, no, and it's not sexual. If a man don't look like he attracts women, if matter of fact, if we in a spot right now and I'm talking to a girl, making her laugh, the next group of girls is watching me, and now that is turning them on. So the fact of the thought of oh he has this charismatic way you have this like women have a thought process of okay he already can get females so
No, it's what they like about him.
They trying to figure
it's
it out.
not even a
Wow.
They can't. They don't even know what
it's
they like.
it's
They
not
don't know
know
him.
exactly you don't know
They don't
him.
know him.
Because
He just and it's like the fact of
You saying
if a man has a
Basically,
has a
hold on,
girlfriend or a
I
wife,
don't feel like that.
it's like if a man has a girlfriend or a wife, how many women throw panties at that man?
I don't know.
He's already taken. How many girls said, "Oh, why is all the good ones taken?" Come on,
I ain't
man.
Because
gonna
why
lie.
all the single ones acting like
I've had
Because that means, all right, that means that you ain't running
What
into
you
the right.
mean?
That
All
means
the
that
good
you ain't
ones gotta
running
be
into.
taken if these the niggas that's left.
So you ain't running into the
You know
real
what,
ones
bro?
because you ain't trying.
I'm gonna defend what she's saying because niggas ain't shit.
Then when you attract the real ones, he already found
They
somebody.
broke and they done.
What I'm saying is the ratio.
Where did we get
the ratio?
into this?
The ratio is already off. There's more women in the world right now than men.
It will always be.
So right now,
And that's
you know what I'm saying?
Matter of fact, it's
Bro, we
actually
could
even
even
because I
talk-
looked it up one time.
now.
It's actually
Chris,
even.
now we
It's actually even.
Now we can talk. I'm always gonna bring.
That shit, no.
I'm always gonna bring a spiritual part of it.
Hold on. One mic.
So I'm always gonna bring the spiritual part of it, either because I have friends and family members that are Muslim, and I'm Israelite myself. So if you've seen Muslims, you have Muslim brothers that have more than one wives, not girlfriends. Same thing in the Hebrew culture. They had other people had more than one wife. Even Moses had more than one wife. We have this here. When you're talking about wives, right? Not girlfriends. To the point where I'm taking care of my first wife and I'm taking care of my second wife. During that time, it was all for community. It's not about sex. But the thing is, right now, people look at it as like, oh, if I have 2 girlfriends or 2 wives, I'm fucking both of them. And they looking at it like that. Instead of you supposed to take care of both of these wives, it's like, yo,
To create a legacy.
yes.
Let him finish.
That's the thing. And here, now if you want to talk about why it's not that much men, now we're going to look back at why we don't have that much men in the community that's God-fearing men.
So
So you can go to, we got some men are in jail, you have some men on drugs, you have some men are sword boys, you have some men are not God-fearing, they're wicked, and you do have some God-fearing men, in which some women might not want some of these God-fearing men because they have probably seen something or they just don't want that, or it's just like
They got
it's very
other
hard because even in the
preferences.
scriptures it talks about what's going on right now. You have people that you have some women that are all wicked and they don't want to follow the Most High, and you have men that are wicked that don't follow the Most High. And also, some of the men have messed up some women's heads. So when the woman sees a good man, she might not notice it, but it's just like, yo, this is the person that's for you, that God's trying to send you, but she's like, nah, I'm trying to cut this off.
So then,
Until they find out later in life, like, oh shit, this is too late.
so are we saying heal first, then move forward?
Yeah.
Yes,
That's
facts.
But
Heal
listen,
first. Know yourself first.
know yourself first.
Know
You
who
gotta
you
address
are.
thyself.
Know who you
Heal
are.
first. You
But,
hurt, baby.
but at the same
Don't- what you
when
doing?
when you know
But that goes
when you
both
know
ways.
who you are, it's a lot of perspectives of knowing who you are. You can have your intellectual self, your sexual self, your financial self, your emotional self, and your regular playful
But
self.
sometimes, Chris, it don't even get that deep, bro.
It do get that deep, bro.
Nah,
First,
You know
you
why
gotta
I'm gonna tell you
understand
that
what he's
deep?
saying.
It gets that
You
deep
gotta
because you
understand
know
what he's
why?
saying, though.
It's like, all right, boom.
All right, before you even continue, how many girls or guys you know that are in relationships that have even touched bases on those type of conversations?
They can't.
I don't
Because
know,
I ain't
but you
gonna
know
lie,
what?
most
Hold on.
relationships I know
Let
are
me say
sexual.
this. But let me say this though.
Yeah.
They sexual.
I can't tell you that, but that's.
They not chasing no goals
But
together.
listen, let me say something.
Nah, we don't know.
Right, and that's the
Bro,
part.
actions
Those-
speak, actions talk.
But those are part of
They
relationships
are
that you
though,
keep
but I'm saying
private.
our community.
But those are part of relationships that you keep private. though.
Yeah, facts.
So
Facts,
it's
that is.
you even to ask that question is like, I don't know how many people I know gonna have that conversation. That's their business.
You gotta see.
You
You
understand?
gotta see.
But
But-
isn't that a part
to-
of empowering our community? Like we have to have
It
those
is, but
conversations.
that you gotta be that as a couple.
Yo, I'll tell you.
And if we're not on the same page to be telling our business, then our business is gonna stay our business. You
Right.
understand?
Right.
So what he was saying, or to the point that he was making, it does get that deep. And the reason it gets that deep is because if I'm in my first relationship, I'm naive, I don't know no better. I'm giving you everything. You understand? You break my heart, next relationship, I'm gonna fall back a little
I've
bit.
actually been through
And
Now
that.
emotionally,
I still want that girl to this day.
emotionally, I'm not the same no more.
It's been that.
The type of affection that I used to give, it wasn't getting the attention that I wanted. Or maybe it was getting the attention, but somebody still lied to me, so I thought that I did something wrong. So now I'm not as affectionate as I used to be. I don't take as much initiative as I used to because I would do things for this person first, or just out of the kindness of my heart, or just because. You understand what I'm saying? And it didn't get reciprocated. So now you know what? Maybe I did something wrong. I don't want to do that no more. I'm learning my lessons. I'm healing, but I'm not going about it the right way.
But
So-
again, are you truly healing if you're not taking the time out to understand yourself?
Right, but that's
But hold on.
Because you know
You
what
can understand, I can understand that I'm a loving person. I can understand that I'm a giving
Nah, I
person.
know,
That's me as a person. So I might want to do it for everybody that
But
I'm
peep
with.
how you said that a man's actions, depending on what he did, might cause you to make changes within your own
That's because
personal.
let's keep it a buck.
First
At the end of the relationship, niggas not giving feedback. You not telling me, yo, you did this right, you did this wrong. That's
Oh,
Women don't even.
my nigga.
I do.
But
I do.
My nigga.
I do. I do.
So that's one.
I do. I'm gonna tell you
Look,
this could have been
I
better for
personally,
me.
friendships and relationships.
I
That's
personally
also-
never heard no shit because I never got broken up with. But I never heard no shit like that.
But
Never.
It don't matter
So
what
you
it is.
so you breaking up. You
It's
breaking up
crazy.
with them.
Yeah.
All right, you gave them feedback.
Yeah, because I'm telling you every time
Yeah,
that
you
you
have to
fucking up
provide
and getting on
closure.
my motherfucking
You have to
nerves.
provide closure.
But
You gotta provide closure. You gotta add
I'm
closure.
telling you
And
every
I
time.
feel like
And I'm
that's
telling you
always
every
a topic.
time you
I
need to
feel
look
like
in the
closure is
mirror
necessary.
and
Oh,
you
Mike.
tweaking.
Oh, Mike.
I feel like we
You heard?
all that's okay.
Hold on, but back to what what Chris
That's
said?
it.
Hold on, Chris. So what you just said right now, I feel like is 100% a part of the problem because in relationships, they don't only end because of one person. Maybe the female may be acting out, which is fine because she's bugging out, but at the end of the day, she's doing it for some reason. It may not be because of you. It could be because of her past, but it's our job. It's our job and duty to sit and talk to her
That's
and
If that's somebody you
understand
want to be
these
in a
things.
relationship with.
Exactly.
And if that's not somebody
Super
you want to
true.
be in a relationship
That's
with,
super true.
don't let her feelings get that deep.
Whoa, whoa,
Yo,
whoa.
she is throwing bullets.
Yes.
Whoa, now.
Come on, Randy
I
Moss.
can't
Let's
control-
go.
Whoa, now. I
Because
can't
y'all
control
need
your
to let your
feelings.
intentions be known up
I
front.
Now
can't
she
control
talking
your
the
feelings,
truth,
bro.
be known
Hold on.
upfront.
Hold on.
Intentions will always be
One mic.
known when you deal with somebody real.
One mic.
If your actions ain't lining up with the words that's coming out your mouth, if you say, "Oh, I done cut everybody off,"
I'm
and
not-
I'm only talking to you, but now I see
But
different
Crystal,
movements,
listen.
I can't believe none of that.
Hold
No,
on.
I do have to take accountability. I'm not saying that you remove accountability.
Big
A lot of
word.
women don't.
That's a big word.
Yeah,
That's a
but
big
that
word.
A lot of women don't.
A lot of
Anybody
people-
who's
nah,
dealt
a lot
with
of people. It's both. You can't
anybody
say
who's dealt with me know I
it's
take
both
accountability.
sides, bro.
That's what-
I can take accountability. That's not the problem.
But
right?
you do know that women
Point thing.
they point the finger more. And by the way,
Men
everybody,
point
I'm
the finger
gonna
too,
silence
but some-
deadly. I might
Men
smoke.
point the finger too.
Men and women both.
Just saying, like, cause we don't want to make it seem like it's lopsided. But
Yeah, but that's definitely
Be a lot of
So
point
okay,
fingers.
women point fingers, cool. But
That's the name of it.
without a man pointing a finger, men fail to take.
Hold on now. It doesn't-
Without having to point a finger.
men don't.
So sorry. So let me explain to you why you may feel like women point fingers. I feel like, cause back to the point that I was gonna make, right? You was fake saying like, if I'm giving a nigga a chance, give him another chance, give him another chance. Basically, I'm dumb.
basically,
Yeah, but if I'm fucking with you and you telling me like, look, this is
She's
how
not
shit gonna
dumb,
be.
bro. She's not dumb for that. She just
I'm
cares.
trusting your word as a man because my interpretation of what a man should be is a nigga who can stand on his word. So I'm trusting that you gonna stand on your word and you not, because niggas be sucking.
That's how you
But
can
how
decipher
many-
the real
but
how many
females from the
strikes
fake.
how many strikes is
That's
he out?
You need
that's
to talk.
the conversation. But hold
How
on.
many strikes is he out?
But hold on.
Cause in baseball it's
All
3.
over for me right now.
In
No.
baseball it's 3,
Okay,
and
but
it's 2 foul balls.
But
So
this ain't a sport, bro.
you didn't,
Bro, this is life.
exactly, and it's the game that you want to play.
But you gotta
So
be
if you
patient
ain't
in life,
playing the
bro.
game right and you getting played, then you a sucker.
All right, so I just want to throw it out there right
It's
now.
morals and money. Keep your morals
Do
right.
everybody understand that once two people have sexual intercourse, there's something that happens within the brain that that causes the woman to deeply root
I
herself.
believe in soul ties with the nigga.
Yes, it deeply
But now,
roots
that's
herself.
not what
Hold
everybody-
on. Can I finish my statement? Can I finish my statement?
Yeah,
Can I finish my statement? Leaky, put the cup down.
You said so, that
Finish.
triggered.
Hold on. So I want everybody to understand that when men and women have sexual intercourse, there is something that happens deep within the woman.
Without a condom.
Leaky, with or without a condom, it
No,
happens.
no, without
Bro,
a
I'm
condom.
telling you because it's science.
Skin to
It's
skin.
in a book.
Wait.
It is in a book.
Skin to skin.
It's in a book.
No, they're going crazy.
Skin to skin.
It's in a book. You ain't never made somebody attractive for a condom, bro? Oh, you missing out that. Missing out. You gotta cut that shit, my boy. Listen, there's something that happens within men and women when we have sex with or without a condom, it draws in soul ties. So what women do is they start to reflect off the man. It's like a mirror. The woman becomes a mirror of the man. So if the man is acting a certain way, the woman is going to mimic that. 100%.
Which is true, because when you do have sex, you become one with people. And
You even start to look like your man.
Yeah, I swear.
And that's the thing, and that's why you have to
Wait,
admit
hold on.
it.
You become one.
Yes, anytime God says like what you have, and God honest, everybody we have sex with, we have married.
Bro, it's energy. That's energy.
It's an energy thing.
Semen
And
and,
that's
female ejaculation, bro, that is deeply rooted,
Exactly.
bro.
Cover that, y'all.
So what y'all say when the shit whack?
The book says
That's
What you say when the shit whack then?
Hold on. If it's whack, it's
What they say when the shit whack then?
one mic.
You ain't going back.
One mic. If it's whack, she is unhealthy. One mic.
You said
That is her fault.
So was it a soul
whack?
tie?
She's unhealthy.
Yes.
So was it a soul
What do
tie?
you mean that she's whack?
Big stakes that you said.
What
Whack
you
is
said?
whack. What do you mean by whack?
He said she's whack.
What do you mean by
I didn't
whack?
say she's
You
whack.
said that if it's not
But
all
some
that,
people
then
are
whack.
Let's
like,
whack.
like
They body
I
weak.
said if
Let's
it's
talk about
whack. I'm
that.
talking about what you said. It can be whack to you. It can be whack to me.
One mic.
Let's talk about that. What's
What's
whack? What's whack? What's
I
whack?
said it could be whack.
I
heard all
I said if
pussy
it's
is
whack.
whack.
I didn't say
Hold on,
it.
hold on. Before we even go off topic, remember this is about soul ties, not about whack coochie.
I just said though. I just brought up though. What if it's whack? You ain't going back. So what's the soul
Listen,
tie?
bro.
You ain't thinking about
It's
that
only
man.
whack.
She ain't thinking about
It's
that.
only
You ain't
whack.
thinking about
Listen,
that.
Chris, stop. Can I just stop y'all? Sex is only whack when you don't have it correctly. It's not just about banging, bro.
I believe it, yes.
You gotta
That's
kiss,
true.
you gotta eat pussy, you gotta suck dick,
I get it.
you gotta suck on cheeks.
But wait.
I'm
You
saying
just
for
said
the female.
Wait, you just said.
I understand what I'm saying.
Wait,
This nigga soy boy. Soy boy.
So
Come on, let's go.
crazy.
I'm saying
He said, "Whoa, yes."
Wait, I get what you're saying, but what I'm saying to you,
You can't, bro. This ain't gonna
you
do
just said a
nothing,
big
bro.
statement though, bro.
You gotta kiss.
You said if her shit whack,
It's
wait,
like
wait,
you gotta
know
Wait,
yourself.
One mic.
if she not jacking nigga shit, it's because her shit is unhealthy. That's a big statement.
No, he said that her shit is whack, not if she's
No, I
not
said if
jacking
it's
it.
whack.
No.
I said if it's
I
whack.
heard so.
If she's not jacking it, then you're doing something wrong because you have to learn a woman's body.
You gotta learn that woman's body, yo.
You hold Nikki, just listen.
We get that.
Just listen. Hold on, bro.
Have you ever had
Just
someone
hold on.
tell
You have to literally
Right.
take your partner and study their body like it's a book. What does she like? What turns her on?
Oh, yes.
How does she like to get stroked?
Yeah.
I done had sex with a girl and she done told me, like, even if I'm going slow, like, it's too hard. You're going too hard. So I gotta go slower? No, it's the stroke.
Yeah.
It's the stroke, motion in the ocean.
Yeah.
Right? It's the motion in the ocean. And once I started to understand that, I've drawn soul ties
Start
with
making
females
love with your ladies, y'all.
using condoms. And it made me understand, like, all right, boom. It's not so much just you screwing them, it's everything that comes with it.
Right.
It's the kissing.
It's
Even
an
if you
experience.
whisper in her ear and you like that shit, and she say, I like that shit, nigga, she like you.
Hold on. All right. So what about the women? What about the women that really cutting niggas off
They can say
straight like
but they
that
have
and
to get-
saying, I ain't even counting this nigga? What about that?
Wait,
I'm trying to say
I'm asking.
to we
My only thing for her is
We
this.
were saying,
I'm
we were
asking.
saying,
That's my
what
only
says,
thing for it.
the
No,
nigga
some
shit-
people have big dicks and still don't know how to use it.
That's the motion in the ocean.
Okay, so I'm asking.
But that's what it comes with.
If a woman
Niggas
say,
fuck don't know how to.
if not even you, if a woman say,
But also because
I ain't even counting
One
this
mic,
stuff. What that
one
mean?
mic.
Was it a soul
One
tie?
mic.
Was it
I
really?
see, but that
Was
was
it?
my question when I wanted to ask him. Does the book say, like, does the book say if it was good?
No.
Let's Google it.
Because
Oh,
no,
let's
or
Google
just
it.
women do men get soul ties too? Like,
Yes.
nah, I
So the
don't
book
know.
says basically that once we ejaculate, even if it's in a condom or outside a condom, even when the female ejaculates, it's something that happens that causes like a connection, a chemical reaction within the cortisol functioning of the brain, and that creates more room for love. So you might be misled on what love truly is, but it's all about what the brain. It is all about what the brain creates.
Well,
So,
I guess
wait,
I guess-
hold on.
Wait,
So my question is,
to answer your question, right? So if there isn't, if you feel like if there isn't a soul tie connection, maybe that person just has a little bit more emotional control than you.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
so but all right, cool.
It's all
But
about
look,
mental stability.
But look, you said that.
Yeah, we
You
on
said-
mad different topics.
You said that the cortisol can create like an atmosphere for more love, right?
Okay.
How? Okay.
People working on lust.
The opportunity.
Exactly.
With the opportunity
Hold
to
on,
love.
look, one
You
mic,
wanna give that
one mic,
person
one mic,
chances.
one mic, one mic.
What I'm-
Because they're right. We
my
are going
question
on
is-
tangent. I ain't gonna lie.
Is
We
it
gonna round
really?
this back
Is
up
it
to
really
one thing.
love, or now is it we sexmatize? Because I don't want to say dickmatize, because it could be both. Men is addicted to pussy, women are addicted to dick.
Well, bro,
I mean,
you gotta
so
look
are
at
we sexmatizing or is
You gotta
it
look at-
love?
you gotta look
'Cause
at-
now you stuck off the soul tie. You're not stuck off the spiritual connection with this person. You're not stuck off the emotional romance with this person. You stuck off sex.
Yes.
So, like I said, so it's lust
Question.
and sexmatize. It ain't
But
love.
It won't be sexmatized,
It ain't
bro.
love.
It's more so a miscommunication
Can I ask
of
you a
connection, bro. That's it.
Can I ask you a question individually, the men and the women, you can answer if you want to. Have y'all ever had feelings for a person like really, I don't want to say been in love, but you could if it's gone that far. But for a person that y'all
No.
One by one.
Yeah.
Hold on, one by one.
No.
One by one.
I was-
Leaky.
Yes.
That I never slept with. That.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know.
No.
Chris.
No.
And.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Mine is yes.
That you never slept with.
Yes.
That's your
Yes.
stuff.
Bro, I loved Haley the day I met her, bro. That was my dog. We listened to Chief Keef together. We smoked together. Bro, we hung out together. We ran track together. We worked out together.
So
All
question,
that.
question,
Hey, you never asked
question,
question.
question to everybody then, since you just asked that.
I met her in school.
Question
And I
to
knew her
everybody.
2 years before I started dating.
Question to everybody, since you just asked that. Do y'all believe in love at first sight?
No.
A little bit.
No.
What you just said?
But that's not love at first sight. That's love as it continues
I
to
think
grow.
I think that love at first sight could exist for some people.
So in this situation, I met the girl, and instead of me being on some like, all right, on campus, you know how we moving, bro. You know how we moving. But instead, I'm like, all right, what do you like to do?
That statement is true in somewhat of what she's asking the question, because I know people that have gotten married that didn't have sex. They got married and then they decided to do what they need to do.
But that's commitment.
That's
That's
exactly.
before the
And
marriage.
that's discipline. And that's spiritual
But she was
connection.
falling in love, and in my eyes, if you want to put a title, you want to put the ring, all that type of shit, you're saying in public you're in love with that person, right?
Yeah, but you
So-
can be in love with a person that you're not in a relationship with.
That's definitely true. Right?
Titles mean nothing. Let him finish.
No, I know that. But that's what she was saying in the first beginning. She
I
was
got
asking us
girlfriends now.
like,
Me and my girlfriend.
would you fall in love without having sex with somebody? And I'm
Shout out
saying
to y'all.
there's people that's been
I know who
married,
y'all
that's been in relationships for a certain amount of time, and they didn't have
Meet you
sex
right
with
up
nobody
there.
or whatever the case may be.
Mhm.
So I'm saying it's possible, but for certain people, with certain things, that's what they want. That's what they want. You can't dictate. Oh, I don't want to. Cause no, if that's what you want, that's what you want. You know what I'm saying?
There's been
So-
twice in my life that I've heard somebody say, or two different individuals say, they, if not the very first time they saw a person, the first time they saw a person again, like their first experience with that person in a long time, that the individual had a glow around them, almost like an aura.
All again, South.
So isn't that like rekindling? Hold on. Throw that out again.
All
What's that?
again, you know what I'm saying? Big on aura, good energy. The energy you put out, energy you receive. Story short, basically.
So basically, what you're saying basically is like rekindling.
For one person, it was rekindling. For the other individual, it was the first time that they met this person.
Discovery.
So that brings me that brings me back to this theory though of the maternal care, right? How much love does a woman have to receive for her to even be able to experience those emotions and understand?
I had a question. I got a question.
Yeah, what's your
right?
question? That,
Now,
remember mine.
let's stay on the topic of love, right? Since we're here, right? Right? Have you ever heard the question, what is love? Some people don't know what love is. To go back to what he's saying, right? If you raised in a one or two
Maternal
family,
care.
right? If you have two, it's there. If you don't have it, it's not there. It's a
Even if you have
conflicted type of love. So
Right,
it's
because I
a
had
one-sided.
two-parent households and something was wrong with
All right. We
Either
gonna-
or,
Hold on,
like
hold on.
either or, you can still learn from that.
I want to hear that story.
You know what I'm saying?
Say what you're saying. I want to hear that story.
What do
Say
you
what you're
mean?
saying though.
Wait, he was saying what he's saying.
Oh shit. But yeah, I'm saying like with the love shit, right? So for instance, like let's go down the chart, like one family. Even if it's good or bad, the example of love is dead. Cause you might see, you might be in a abusive household, right? You might think that shit is okay as a kid, but not know it until you get older, right? And you always reach back to your parents like, yo, why am I in this situation? That goes into your DNA and you watching it. That shit is normal. One parent household is gonna be tough love. So you might be tough on with other people. It might be harder for people to get through because that's all you know. People don't know what love is. Like that's how people say, yo, what is love? You can't see it, you can't feel it. It's whatever you make of it. So it's really, it's all around. It depends on.
I can love you and tell the truth.
But look,
Love to me is
it
an
goes
action
back
word.
to the maternal care. This is my question for the woman.
Love to me is an action.
For
word.
y'all to even be able to understand love, how much maternal care from your mother do you have to receive to even be
A
able
lot of it.
to be able to like make that content? But because look, like she just said, two-parent household, two-parent
Maybe
household
off the knock a little bit.
was still
But I
toxic.
feel like I could understand love from my father too.
So based off what you're saying,
So for me, my mom and dad were in the same household, but I still have both of them equally in my life. and how my mom moved, it was I only seen probably like her be with 2 men. For my dad, I probably had like 30 stepmoms, and I had like 30 stepmoms. So the way they loved was differently, but they never talked bad about each other. Even though my mom and them didn't work out, my mom to this day said, you know, I would have stayed a family just for all of y'all, just for how we grew up. Because now I have 2 Christmases, I have 2 Thanksgiving, and I used to idolize people that had 2-parent households. Because I'm like, when I go to people's houses, I was like, what the fuck is this? I want this. And that's something like now to this day, like I want to be a wife. Like even though I didn't have that, I guess growing up feeling like I know I need to make the steps to be a wife and to see that. And so I had my mom give me that love, and I had my dad give me that love. It really didn't make me no difference of like, oh, maybe I like women, like maybe I like men. But I can say that my sister did have a son, and his dad did get incarcerated when he was younger, and all she can be is a woman.
So body butter season. It is here and is among us because right now it's 46 degrees outside. So what happens during the summer, I want to use body oil because it's nice and thin and it's light and it soaks into your skin nice and easy and it's great for the warmer seasons. However, when you get into the colder months like fall, winter comes around, especially if you're up in the Northeast or in Chicago, wherever, you're going to want to use something more thick like our shea butter or our body butters. These are a fan favorite. It comes in different scents and different varieties. It is going to lock into your skin. It's using saturated oils plus beeswax to actually lock it into your skin and to retain that moisture your entire day. No water, no alcohol, no fragrances. Just 100% natural ingredients. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. Contact at garnersgarden.com. Thank you.
Alright, we back. I hope y'all like that little commercial. Shop Garden's Garden. Shop Last Breed. Last of a Flying Breed. Black owned. Shop everything black owned. Shout out them black owned Jones. Sure. Silk City. Harlem. We shouting you out. But we getting back to it. What was you saying?
Yeah, you were talking about how your upbringing.
Yeah, I still have both parents, and both of them, the way they loved and went through their own relations was very totally different in a sense. I think for my dad, seeing a man go through women and recycle them as fast made me have a kind of ideal of men, but that never really made me feel like all men ain't shit. Like my mom never, no matter how bad my dad probably did my mom before, like I didn't hear stories until now. Like my mom never painted a bad picture for my father.
That's good.
But going back to his father, his relationship with his mother, like all this just stemmed from deeper shit. Like my dad used to have player cleanups where we clean up and anything of a female that we had to get rid of, like for the next woman to come through. Wow. So for me, I'm younger, it didn't really affect me, but for my older sister, it affected her a lot of how she handled men. And I feel like my sister is more masculine, and even now her relationships, like her boyfriend tell her she's more masculine.
So she had less maternal care.
Yeah, because she was with my dad. So for my sister, when she was going through her like 15 through 18, she was with my dad. She was around a man. So she was more of a masculine person. Even now, her relationship, her boyfriend tell her like, sometimes you just need to shut up. Like sometimes women would be like, what do you mean like shut up? And it's hard for us to just
But sometimes we.
So it is. Just eat that.
Let the dudes handle it.
Yeah, and then that's what something. And for me, by the time I had my 15 through 18, I'm with my mom. So I think that's probably why I'm more of a feminine in a sense. Because she always told me, like, Jenny, I never thought about being a wife. And it's different because I was raised with my mom a little bit older, and she was raised with my dad, how we have like two different mindsets.
So if she had never thought about being a wife, where does the maternal aspect hit you for what you want to be a wife? If you've been through what you've been through. You've seen your father be basically a hoe. Mm-hmm. And then you watch your mom basically say she doesn't want to be a wife. So where does the...
No, my sister.
My sister. I'm bugging, right. Your mom was a wife.
Yeah.
But from like your sister, someone being so close to you, she doesn't have the maternal care, where did it kick in for you?
I don't know. For me, I feel like it kicked in as a kid. Just seeing that 2-parent household, how, I don't know, like... Just having 2 people that support. I don't want 2 Christmases for my daughter and like picking and choosing, and that's like what it does.
So you took all the negatives and was like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna analyze this for what it is, and I'm gonna fight
through it.
You want to know why this is important?
That goes back to what you said of
accountability
and taking, not just putting it all in God's hands, but doing what you
actually accountability. Yeah. I was just about to say that's very good because it takes a lot to be accountable, especially accountable for actions that you didn't commit. Because a lot of us don't understand, but to heal from generational trauma, you have to be accountable for what they did.
Yeah. And I just feel like I'm at a point in my life where I'm like breaking that tie. Like I'm gonna be the one we finna end this shit. Let's get it together.
That's how you create
Because
generational wealth.
people in my family, exactly, they're not getting married. I'm finna let's switch around what we got going on. So that's why for me, like y'all saying like a husband provide, like I want to provide together. I want to have realty and all that shit. Like for us together, when we all bring in money, it's not more so I'm making more money. Let's make money together. That's just like really my mindset. Like rather than
Mickey.
Lot of shit now. Just back to what she's saying, I've learned more of like my pops. Like he'll joke around and say, "Don't ever get married, man." But for him coming up, his mom was there, his father wasn't there a lot. My dad's dad was in and out. He died in jail and he killed his other wife. It was a mad shit like that. But that's a whole nother story. But my father, when he came over from Haiti, I mean, he had a lot of women. He was just, hard-working man. He was from Haiti. But when he met my mom, he was like, "Yo, my gosh, this is what it is." And then his mom was the reason why he basically married. And then saw that my mom had a family as well. So that's another thing that played a part. So when he saw that she had both parents in the household and a father, it made it a little bit like easier for her, because it's like, okay, all right, now you have a father figure. All right, now I know I'm not here messing up with your daughter, So that's another thing come to play. But like now I'm learning stories about he has past traumas because his father was dealing with that. So, and for me, seeing both of my parents in the house all the time makes me feel like I want to have that relationship. I want to have,
So basically, he lacked paternal care.
And and the thing is too though, like I was in a bad relationship or a bad breakup, and I kind of like started seeing things a little different because y'all know me from jump. I was young. I was like, I want a relationship at 7th grade. And they was looking at me like I was wild. Like, what, bro? You
literally my life.
You ain't even live
like
life.
you was wild.
You ain't even live life yet. You better shut it all down at 7.
Well,
honestly, bro, I'm not even gonna come at you because a lot of us did that, bro. But we just didn't understand what we were doing. We thought that was the quickest route to.
But
it ain't it, bro.
That wasn't. I don't think that was.
Lee, you telling me at 16 you want to rap?
At 16,
you telling me at 16 you don't even know yourself.
You
don't even know the how to
most 16-year-olds think they do.
But they don't.
But this
that's
we know
ignorant.
that now.
Listen. For me, it was this, right? I was in 7th grade. I focused on school basketball, and I was like, I don't mind having a girlfriend. It's easy for me.
But do you know that as a 16-year-old focus on those things, you do not have the time or room to be able to pour into another woman's cup? You're playing ball. You're in school. So when you're not in school, you're playing ball.
I always had that.
That was Chris.
I always
let that go.
Listen though. I always had that feeling. I always had that feeling even when I was in high school.
So why are you single now?
You got a lot of responsibilities. You can't pour into somebody else's cup.
Can I finish?
Yeah, let me finish.
Why am I single now? Because I was in a toxic situation in which at first I thought it was just like I had to say. I'm thinking in my head like, oh, we cool. It's not gonna be nothing like that. But I got feelings. So that's when we started hanging with the person so much. She was like, oh, this is a great thing. And you've seen it. I seen it like I was like, shit. Oh, I think I have the one.
How old were you?
This was like 21, 22.
So can I interject real quick?
What I told you when you told me that.
Wow.
Hold on, yes. Can I interject real quick? Listen, can I interject? You telling me at 21 years later.
But now
14 years later.
Now that after that situation, now I see things a little differently. Now I'm keeping it real with my faith. I'm being honest with people, what I want. Like sometimes I'm thinking like, do I want one girl or do I want 2 wives? Like there's a lot of stuff.
You're not ready for it.
You feel me? But nah, I'm ready for it.
Listen, bro, you were 21 in a relationship that was toxic. which goes to show that.
Well, actually 25.
Oh, so look, let's put this into more context. You got into a toxic relationship,
This
bro,
was after college.
and didn't identify the toxicity until later. Which
No. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you what I'm saying. I saw all the red.
I'm not coming at you. If you saw them, you would have never gotten a relationship. I'm gonna let you know the real. I'm gonna let you know the real. Stop. Leak. Just stop. I don't need you to defend yourself. I don't need you to defend yourself.
I'm not gonna tell you. I'm just keeping it as real. I saw all the red flags.
You would have left,
but I kept them going because of.
So you didn't see them.
Your ass is dumb.
You didn't know yourself.
Then your ass is dumb.
You didn't know yourself.
Wait, talk about.
You the dumb bitch.
You didn't know yourself.
I would go for.
Nah, I won't say that. What I will say, bro, is
He said earlier if you stayed.
Hold on.
After a lot of motherfucking strikes.
Hold on. This is big for men, bro. This is big for men.
I would go for less, but also.
Leaky, listen. We have to learn
That's
ourselves, bro.
why.
So at 25, for you to think that you found the one and to end up in toxicity just goes to show that you didn't study yourself enough.
You didn't respect your boundaries.
Your boundaries.
You didn't respect your
Boundaries, bro.
That's where I
Say that again. Say that again.
You didn't
Once we
respect your
broke up,
boundaries.
that's when I started learning myself.
And
You
that's
ain't
why
respect
you
your
are today.
boundaries. You ain't respect your morals. Morals and money, man.
So talk about like versus love. Did you feel like in that relationship you liked her or you loved her?
He liked her.
I feel like I like the idea.
So how you found the one, but you liked her?
He didn't love
Did she
himself
have,
enough to
hold on. Bigger question. Did she have that maternal care that you thought she was the real one?
You know what it was? It was the point where like.
Hold on, so wait.
So it was like this, right? She was at the point where like, I was trying to like basically trying to change her mindset because like you know, so it's like
And this
I
goes
see,
back
but
to
I see how she treat her mother, and I was like, why is her mom? She's the only one by herself, and it's like it's trickled down. So it's like she got the game from her father, talking about like niggas ain't shit. In my head, I'm like, what? Like I'm different.
The reason
Once we like broke off and stuff, she started seeing that I was different, like later on.
Yeah.
So that's when, you know, a lot of stuff was going on. And
the reason why
I'm glad
the reason why I asked you if you liked her or you loved her is because I think when you like somebody,
y'all know me, yeah. When I'm
into that person, you want to do more.
Oh yeah.
Because you like that person, you love that person, and that love should go away. I had a conversation about that today. Like that love should go away.
See, but that's the funny part about it.
It's deeply rooted.
It's not even about the love going
for 20
away.
years.
And that shit.
But I can love who you
The
are.
likeness gotta stay.
I can love who you
The
are.
love
People change.
don't gotta go away.
It's
It's not the love go away. It's not that love goes
It's the
away.
person changing.
It's that you're taking a person with their flaws,
yes.
their imperfections,
Yes.
and with the goods that you like, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I have to love everything about you. Even though I fucking hate that shit that you do. I still love that shit because I'm going to get around that shit some way, somehow. So even though you saying that it may disappear, that likeness still got to be there. And that's where I feel like motherfuckers don't understand the compatibility of this soul ties, like lust, love, marriage, because these have to play a part. I go from liking you to loving you to being in love. Now, being in love, I should not fall out of love.
That's true.
But you still got.
But being in love is, but okay, so because that is always a question that
It has
happens,
its pros
right?
and cons.
No, being in love and just loving somebody. But I think that
Two different things.
the main difference between the two is that there's a level of commitment that each of y'all are willing to have. And that level of commitment is loving a person through every stage of who they are.
Right.
So that's taking the good and the bad. Because I can be in love with you and like you, everything about you right now. But in 2 years, you're not going to be the same. I expect you to change. And I still got to be willing to like you, love you, and be with you.
And you should
through
change as I'm changing.
Right, but through that.
I've
To
been
his
through
point.
That's what I was.
I went through what Leak actually went through not too long ago.
Fuck with that person.
I was with a girl who I'm gonna be honest, I probably didn't even understand it myself. Like, all right, do I really like her or do I just like getting pussy? I'm gonna be honest. I'm be honest. But what made me realize that I didn't really like her was basically how she treated herself. Like, I can't treat you better than you treat yourself.
Facts.
If you're treating yourself like garbage,
How should you treat yourself? I'm curious.
you really want me to talk about it?
I want to know. It doesn't have to be like the worst things. I just want to know, like, surface level. What were some red flags as a woman, from a man's perspective?
That I
What were
consider
some-
a red flag?
Yeah, because you didn't.
You
say
want
it.
minor or major?
Minor.
You can
She
go.
wore wigs every day. I don't like
Minor
wigs.
going into
Oh my
Mine
The major was, alright, boom. Case in point. Her car fucked up. So me being a man, I'm like, alright, I know you have to travel from one state to another. Not borough to borough or block to block. You coming from Jersey to New York just to see me. I'm gonna get your car fixed. Did that. Boom. Double back.
How many niggas gonna do that?
She double back, came to me basically on some I don't do shit for her. And I really had to sit and think like, bitch, I just dropped. I ain't even gonna say it because, bro, I ain't even gonna say it. But I just spent this amount of money on you for your car and you're gonna tell me that. Like, I don't do shit.
Right. So then, here's my thing, right?
Are
Are you willing?
I'm taking her in the car.
Wait, time out.
I almost took her life.
Time out.
Fuck the car, I almost had her heart in my hand.
Are you willing to do certain amount of things for the person that you say you like, that you say you love, without, you know, that gratification?
I don't want the gratification,
Or
bro.
just, or that.
Alright, I was gonna say it ain't tricking if you got it.
That
Nah, I'm not tricking because I got it.
Nah,
It ain't even me tricking because I don't like spending money.
nah.
Niggas don't got it yet.
I ain't got shit.
We ain't got it yet.
I work a 9 to 5.
What I'm saying is you might not get that notoriety or that appreciation as a man, right? That first year, that second year, or whatever the case may be. She might tell you don't do shit for her, but knowing you know you do. You know you did what you did. You see what I'm saying? So it's just like, are you willing to put up with that?
I put up with it, bro, for a minute.
You put up with
For a
that?
year.
Okay, why you put up with it?
Because I felt like deep down inside, I'm like, alright. I feel like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I just felt like that was probably just the mind of some women. And that they would look at it like, alright, nigga, you need to do more. But in my head, I'm not doing more for you. Only reason why I did this is because I care about your well-being. I don't care about nothing else. If your shit broke down because of your problem, you get it fixed.
And that's where it falls at. And that's why I feel like a lot of men should be doing that now. Like, you should be willing to stick by your person's side or whatever. If you met that person, you fuck with that person, whether they with you or not, you should be happy for them, well-being, whatever, health, whatever, success, whatever. Problem is oh, you don't fuck with me no more? Now it's fuck you.
He asked me a good question.
Yeah, smoking on my X-Pac.
Nah, I don't do that. But
No,
I do not
I'm
forgive
just
her.
telling you what the society is.
I know forgiveness is a good thing, but listen, I'm gonna say I
understand.
I don't forgive her, bro. Listen, I don't forgive her because
No,
listen.
out there. There's shit like that out there right now. That's you're saying like, yo, I was in love with you, I fuck with you, but there was shit.
Hold on, one mic.
Shit get tough.
One mic.
Fight words.
One mic.
Oh yeah, I don't fuck with each other.
One mic.
Got it, bro.
Niggas,
What you say?
Nah, I'm just saying, like, shit get tough. Niggas don't fuck with nobody no more. Whatever the case may be, you did what you did. You supposed to do that because that's just who you are.
That is who I am.
Yeah,
As a genuine person.
You know me.
This is
That's
how I think about why I just said it go from like
Hold on.
to love to in love.
Look, Chris,
Because
hold on.
with that situation, not to really say nothing on it, that's a like to love, but it's not a I'm in love yet. So I don't have to deal with none of your nonsense.
That was
Why
my thing.
can't we- but
That
why
was
is-
my
but why is
thing.
that- hold on. Serious question though. Why is that love and not just consideration? Like, yo, she's coming over here going out her way.
It was
driving
consideration.
to give me some pussy.
That's
Make sure I'm good for
consideration.
her. Let me make sure her feet work.
That's
Like,
consideration.
That's
that's
like,
But
consideration.
this
Why
is
is that love?
the reason why I don't forgive her is because in that process I could have brought,
spit bread.
yes, I could have brought my own car. At that time, I didn't do it.
Okay.
I waited 5 months after.
All right. Well, at that time, then you just didn't have your priorities right.
Exactly. I put her before me.
Exactly.
Because I cared.
Because that's a
I was
motherfucker
considerate.
that considerate and started loving.
All right. Well, you know the situation. I don't. So.
No, but it ain't about that. It's just about breaking it down into I went from dealing with you and now you had a situation. Some niggas on some real shit with me, if you got a situation in the first 6 months, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. You can handle that shit yourself. Because if I wasn't around, you would have to handle it yourself or call whoever is gonna help you.
Yes.
You ain't gotta call me.
Yes.
Now if we keep dealing with each other and now my feelings is going up, and we increasing, we building, then now that considerate factor kicks in.
But hold on.
And now I gotta do that.
So now to the comment he made, right? Cool. First, I don't know how long it was, right? But you said first 6 months you don't give a fuck. After that, once your feelings start getting involved, that's when you start doing.
I will say it was after 6 months.
Okay, but hold on. But she made the comment of you don't do enough, meaning that probably prior to that you wasn't doing nothing. So when was she supposed to be like, he give a fuck, he got feelings now? At what point did her antenna go up for her?
The minute I took the fucking PATH train to go to Jersey.
What?
I live uptown.
Okay, but wait.
That's a whole hour and 30 minutes.
You was doing that frequently, or you did that just the day her car was fucked up?
Every week.
But But other than that, other than that little example,
nobody can take that. I got good fathers. I got great uncles. Great aunts.
Look, other than that little example, we still gonna bring it back.
Cross a couple abs to get to that bitch. I'm not getting on my PATH train.
You heard? Other than that little example, we still gonna bring it back to paternal care, maternal care.
Oh, that was my other question. Sorry. So because you made a comment, right?
Wait.
No, he made a comment.
Wait.
I'm just saying. My father died when she was a baby.
So she had maternal care.
No, she didn't have to. She had maternal, but didn't have paternal. So she didn't know what it was like to receive love from a father.
So you made a comment, and it was in regard to the woman that Malik was dealing with, right? My question to you, and to all of y'all, is going to be: do you feel like a woman who has more maternal and less paternal is a better wife, or a woman who has less maternal and more paternal? Because you got like.
I feel like
it all goes back to the book. The book says those who have more paternal and less maternal are more. They have more testosterone.
Okay, but
I don't want a woman who acts like a dude.
But just because she has more testosterone doesn't necessarily mean she acts like.
No, it just means that
she
handles stuff with more aggression.
Okay,
I don't need that.
So soften her up. Why you don't want
That's
that?
That's not my job.
So whose job is it?
Yourself.
The next man.
You need to identify why you're You need to identify. Hold on, listen. You need to identify your own fucking problem.
So okay, but
I'm just saying.
If I'm not put in a situation for me to identify my problems, or I'm not given actionable criticism, then how am I really gonna ever be able to do the work on my own if I'm not being told what's wrong?
I mean, we all been in relationships.
But she said she's not given actionable.
Right, and that makes sense.
You're too masculine. How do you need me to be so?
All right, so
I shouldn't have to teach
answer that, one of the things that I used to do, I used to tell her, like, look, for me to show you that you can be more feminine, it's snowing outside, right? Lay down. I'm gonna shovel the car out. I'm gonna make sure that when you about to go to work, you get good bread.
Right. So she was shoveling the car before that?
Without me in her life, I guess.
Okay.
And for example, I cook my own food.
Okay.
I clean my own space.
Uh-huh.
So if you're hungry, I got you. If you busy, I got you. Every week, 6 in the morning, every day. But yeah, for the most part, like if you comfortable, and sorry for the intermission, y'all. Make sure y'all go follow Last of the Flying Breed. Make sure y'all go check out Garden's Garden for them great skincare products, hair care products. You see Cuz Waves.
You see that man, babe?
You know what's going on. Anyway, yeah, for the most part, like if I got you, that's what I'm basically saying. I got you, and I had to even realize myself, like, I'm gonna be good regardless. Like I understand my financial responsibility as a man, but maybe I rushed myself. Maybe I looked at it as like, I want to do this, and I want it to be my way. But she wasn't able to adjust to my way. My way is the highway, but it's also the right way. I'm saying that because I have educated myself on what it takes to build a healthy environment that consists of a man and woman. Mm-hmm. Arguing and then being able to communicate and fix those things, no fighting. And I just wasn't the person to do it with, because every time I would try to mend things and make it right, it would always convert to an argument.
How old were you at this time?
24, 25. I just turned 26 like 4 or 5 months ago. I'm the youngest person in it.
So you were in a position like when they put.
Yeah, straight up. That's all I was able to tell him. I had to learn myself. I had to learn, like, all right, deep down inside, bro, this is not what you want to put up with. You know what you want. So fall back and continue to focus on yourself, but the person didn't like that. So I had to pretty much choose between keeping myself in that unhappy, unhealthy relationship or prioritizing myself and not gonna lie, being selfish and saying, you know, I don't want to, put myself around this no more. I want to be single, I want to do me, and I want to learn more about myself so that the next relationship I get in, it doesn't work out like this.
Mm-hmm. So that goes back to what I was saying in the first place of it does fall back on all 5 things, whether you want to be temporary or you're not thinking about it being temporary sometimes, right? But it goes back to all 5 things of knowing yourself, like intellectually, spiritually, financially, sexually, and emotionally, right? If you're dating somebody, you're involving yourself in their life, all right? So now they're taking into consideration, they should take into consideration your feelings, your thoughts, how you may perceive something, and you should do the same. But everybody don't know how to put themselves into another person's shoes and see other things from another person's lens.
And that goes to this quote, not to cut you off, but people perceive sometimes maybe what you gotta believe. Don't cut somebody off because of their perception. Listen to it. And if you don't think it's true, take the time back to sit back, reflect, and be like, all right, this person said this, why did they say it? They didn't say it for no reason. Exactly.
That's a fact. So we're gonna end it like that. That was a great convo on maternal love, love in general, relationships, ups and downs of women and men, how things should go, how we look at it. Like I said, we still growing, we still learning, but we got an experience that you could take and you can learn from. And keep your morals right so your money is right. Because without no morals, your money ain't gonna stay long.
No morals, no money.
Shit gonna get cut off. I ain't even gonna lie. Keep tuning in, y'all. Appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe. Yeah, we out here.
Let's get it.
Ride the train, homie. I'm insane. Smoking backwards.